Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leon Mookie here, back at you with another new part of What If Izuku Had a Digimon? This is part 21. In the last part, Izuku, Shoto, and their Digimon were fighting against that of a Vigilante, who is also a Digimon tamer as well. However, his Digimon were so powerful, close to that of the same level as their hero combat teacher, Mitsugane. However, he wasn't trying to hurt them. Alongside his Digimon was mostly just trying to force their Digimon to submit, while also telling them that what he did to Stain, trying to kill him, is what he must do to cleanse the world of murderous bastards such as him who kill innocents because of his ideals. But both Izuku and Shoto weren't having it, as they were trying their best to defeat the Vigilante. But no matter what they did, he will always basically defeat them. Not only that, Gatomon also set Ida straight with one self-respecting slap to the face, putting the once responsible classmate of Class 1A to his senses. But even so, what will Ida do in the future? As for Mass X, he was able to escape. With now, it seems that the League of Villains may use the possible death of Stain to cause havoc even more. So, with all that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? The next day, currently at that of Hosu Hospital, both Izuku, Shoto are currently in that of Ida's bedroom. Izuku is also taken to the hospital as well, but his injuries are not as bad. Just at least a couple bandages around his arms and also around his leg as well. But he's at least staying there for at least one night, and that's it. As within soon, Izuku saying, "Hey, Ida, you doing okay?" Within Ida looking down, saying, "Personally, no, I'm not Midoriya. I feel like I have nothing else to live for, but not in the way that you think. My whole entire reasoning for coming to Hosu, the entire reason on why I even went to Native's agency, was for vengeance. Was to take vengeance on Stain for ruining my brother's career, for ruining my brother's life, for taking away the thing that gave him joy and happiness, to be a hero, to help others, to save lives. And yet, I didn't care about anything else but that. I didn't care about what you guys thought. I didn't care about how it would affect my classmates, my family, even my own brother who even lost his legs. The same brother who would feel like he basically failed me because I went after him. I went after Stain. After losing his legs, he would most likely grieve over me. He would blame himself the most because I'm his younger brother, and he is my older brother. He would feel more responsible than even my parents. And now that I don't, and now after that night, after seeing the hero killer slumped on the ground, bleeding, basically in a pool of his own blood, I should be happy. If anything, I'm actually elated for what happened. With then both Izuku and Shoto are caught off guard. Even their Digimon and their Digivices were completely shocked at what Ida said. With then soon, Ida continued saying, "But I also feel I shouldn't feel that way. I shouldn't feel this way at all. I feel it's disgusting that I feel happy that a man is basically in critical condition and could be dead. We haven't heard," with then Shoto saying, "We haven't heard anything yet. There's a chance that he may not be dead at all. Like you said, he's in critical condition. But they didn't say that he's completely unable to be saved, though. But who knows? After an attack like that, he could be dead. He did take a lot of damage from both of us and our Digimon as well, Midoriya. With then Izuku nodding, saying, yeah, but I really hope he's not. I know he's a villain, and I know he's a murderer and a killer, but that makes us, if we basically revel in his death, that basically makes us no better than him. That we basically take joy in seeing somebody like him die. I would prefer it basically keeping him off the streets. Sending him to Tartarus just seems like the more proper thing to do. Not basically be judge, jury, and executioner. We're heroes, not killers. With then saying that, Ida couldn't help but nod, saying, I agree, Midoriya, full-heartedly. With this, but all of Izuku's Digimon couldn't help but smile. With then soon Terriermon saying, wow, Black Gatomon, you really knocked some sense into Ida. With then soon Doromon saying, literally, you actually slapped the hell out of him. Kudos to you, girl. As Black Gatomon basically feeling that of smug and pride in her actions. Within saying, I just gave him a reality check, that's all. That what he was going through wasn't going to solve anything. It was just going to make more and more people sad, actually. And more pain, and just draw people into more and more pain. Simple as that. With then soon, Ryudomon couldn't help but cross his scaly arms and nod his helmet head, saying, agreed. Young Ida did need a reality check, but the way that you did it did seem a little bit, well, rough, if I had to say so. But to reach their own, sometimes the physical approach is good and all. Within, Galmon speaking up saying, as much as I liked the fact that, well, Ida got his ass kicked and basically slapped in the face by Black Gatomon, let's bring up the elephant in the room, though. He went after that of a wanted vigilante who turned into that of a serial killer villain. The boss was able to gain that of permission to fight against Stain and for allowing us to fight. Simple as that. But Ida, on the other hand, he didn't. Knowing the actions that he took, he's most likely going to see some jail time either way. Or possibly, if not, he's definitely going to be expelled from UA, though. With then hearing that, everybody kind of felt down. Within Terriermon saying, jeez, you're right, Galmon, but even so, we don't want to bring that up. Heck, knowing Izuku and Todoroki, they don't want to bring it up too. It's just going to cause even more pain than last night already has. With then seeing everyone sad, Vmon, the youngest of the group, could help but say, hey, cheer up, we don't know that yet. With then everybody looking at the Snaggletooth Horn Blue Dragon Digimon, with then saying, come on, think about it. We just gotta think positive. Not everything is so gloomy and down. We just gotta have faith, right? With after hearing that from Vmon, all the other Digimon look at each other before they all couldn't help but smile and laugh. Within Doromon saying, God, you're really so simplified, aren't you, kid? But can't blame you for it. Within Terriermon speaking up saying, thanks, Vmon. Your words actually helped out a lot. We really appreciate it, buddy. With then Vmon actually having that of a big dopey grin on his face, while also closing his eyes at the same time, as then putting his arms behind his head, saying, I do my best. After all, I gotta live up to Daddy Izuku's ideas on what it means to be a hero, right? With then soon, all of them couldn't help but giggle at the fact that Vmon, the youngest out of all of them, calls Izuku Daddy Izuku, seeing Izuku like a father, to be honest, which makes sense given that Vmon is still somewhat of a baby. mentally at least. With back outside of Izuku's Digivice, soon the door to Ida's room begins to open up, with then entering being that of, well, Manual Detective Suguguchi, and a man wearing that of a suit while also having that of a dog head as well. With then everybody's confused on who they are, with then Izuku saying, "Oh, you're that detective from back at the USJ a couple months ago, right?" With then Suguguchi couldn't help but smile, saying, "Yes, I am. Detective Naomasa Suguguchi. It's a pleasure to meet you, the three of you, again after all these months. But I wish it would be under that of more better circumstances than, well, circumstances like this, to be honest." With then soon, Ida stands up from his bed, with then soon bowing his head, saying, "Manuel, sir, I wish to apologize. I wish to apologize for my actions and what I've done. Please, forgive me. And I know what I've done is reckless, stupid, absolutely beyond stupid. But I will be fair. I do not regret my actions, not entirely. If it means that to put a man like that behind bars, then then I am glad to even be helpful in such an action." With then soon, Manuel was completely caught off guard as the blue-clad, somewhat water-themed hero couldn't help but smile, before then going to Ida and chopping him on the head, saying, "You're such a fool, Ida." Or I should say Tenya, actually. You're right about one thing. Your actions were reckless and stupid. And definitely beyond stupid. You even got your friends somewhat involved in this situation too. With then looking at both Izuku and Shoto. With then looking at Izuku's basically bandaged right arm and bandaged legs as well. With then him speaking up again, saying, "But even so, all that matters is that the three of you are all safe. Not only that, Native is having that of a full recovery too. He needs to stay in the hospital for the time being, but until then, everything's fine. Trust me." With then hearing this, Ida saying, "I'm happy. I'm so glad." With then soon, the man without the dog appearance can help but clear his throat, putting his hand to his mouth, looking like that of coughing. But then soon, Naomasa soon speaks up, saying, "Please, allow me to introduce you to the chief of police of the city of Hosu." With then Izuku and Shoto basically straighten up a bit, saying, "Sorry, sir. We didn't know that you were..." Within soon, the chief speaking up, saying, "Now that's no necessary, you two, woof." With then Izuku basically internally shocked, saying, "Wait, woof? Is it the same like that of how Suyu basically says ribbit after some of her sentences? Animal mutant type quirks are always so fascinating, I have to say." Within, the police chief saying, "Now, let's get straight to business. I've already seen that the actions that the three of you have taken, it is quite seriously. Especially since you're students and not truly pros, the actions that you've taken can be quite, well, harrowing." Within hearing this, all three students couldn't help but feel worried. Within Shoto finally speaking up after all this time, saying, "Now wait, hold on a minute. If I recall, Midoriya had permission from that of the pros that he was entering with to act, since they came to Hosu to help out in the situation. Even my father, Endeavor, also gave me some permission to actually help out as well." With then soon, the chief saying, "It is true. Both Celestial Angel and that of Lady Devil did give Midoriya permission to use his quirk in that of a emergency situation. Not only that, 2 of his quirks were even able to defeat the 3 Nomus that were causing trouble for many heroes here at Hosu. And for that, I appreciate the help. He even helped Ida and Native get to safety as well. As for you, Todoroki, we did ask your father, he gave you permission, and Endeavor did say he did, but he only did say around him, though. So you did break rule, but seeing it as your father, Endeavor, I will let this go at least once, since he did give you permission, just not in the sense that you wanted it. Within Shoto huffing, within Coronalmon and Blucomon inside of Shoto's Digivice couldn't help but feel somewhat worried. Look as the 2 Digimon look at each other before looking back at the real world. Now the real issue of this. Tenya Ida, you on the other hand, did not have any permission to go after the hero killer. Not only that, you were even driven to actually fight and kill him, given the words that even Native gave us before we came here. With then soon Shoto looking down, saying, yes, that is true. Like I said, my entire motivation to coming to Hosu and interning with Manuel was to get vengeance for my brother. Get my vengeance on Stain for taking him away. For taking away his career as a pro. I make no excuses for what I've done. With then soon Shoto saying, now wait a minute here. I understand that what Ida did is against the law, and especially against the rules. But if he didn't show up, Native would have been skewered. Even if it was childish and filled by that of pure anger and hatred. You have to give him that. And with Midoriya showing up, it basically brought both of them back. They weren't truly in danger. With then, not only that, Midoriya stayed in that alleyway to fight against the hero killer instead of running was to stall him. We all know that the hero killer is a psychotic man that wouldn't leave anyone alive to see his face or the things that he has done. We both don't. Isn't that true? With then soon Suguguchi basically speaking up, saying, your MOs line up, Todoroki. It is true that the hero killer Stain doesn't like to will always finish off his targets, either maim them or kill them. That's just how it's always been for the psychotic vigilante now turned villain. However, the actions that the 3 of you have taken has caused quite a bit of a stir. It was bad enough that he was already quite damaged from that of a few broken bones and ribs, even that of having that of freezer burn, and also that of 2nd-degree burns as well from you, Todoroki, and possibly even from the other side of your quirks as well. With as he nods to that of Blucomon and Coronalmon, with then Shoto narrowing his eyes to that of the black-haired detective. With then soon Izuku finally speaking up, saying, wait, are you saying that I had permission to basically save and help Ida get out of that situation, but I didn't have permission to damage or hurt that of Stain? Am I getting... With then soon the chief can help but say, no, Midoriya, you're not in any trouble. After all, it was in self-defense and the protection of your fellow heroes as well. Todoroki, once again, your actions did cause quite a bit of a stir, and we would most likely have to arrest you for such actions of vigilantism, and possibly even strip you from your position in UA. But again, due to Endeavor did give you permission, even if it was only near him, we will not arrest you for that. Ida, on the other hand, we have all personal reasons to arrest you for what you've done. After all, even removing you from UA seems the more likely option. With then soon hearing this, both Izuku and Shoto, as both of them were about to speak up, but then soon Suguguchi raised his hand, saying, Let him finish though, you two. I know what the both of you are about to say, with then looking back at one of his bosses, within the chief nodding, and saying, but I will not do such a thing. With then, all three of them were caught off guard, with the chief speaking up once more saying, we'll give the credit to the pros who helped out during the Hosu incident, such as the twin pro heroines that are normally famous in Akihabara coming all the way to Hosu. We'll have that of also Manuel and his sidekicks also help out too, have some of the credit as well. But the main credit will go to that of Endeavor and also Midoriya, with then everybody's shock and surprise, with then Izuku saying, wait, me? But why? With then Tsukuguchi basically bringing up saying, well, it's the likeliest option actually. We heard that you were able to basically find out the facts and the MOs on how Stain does his killings and basically picks off his victims as well. Not only that, you were even able to save both Native and Ida while also keeping the hero killer at bay. However, it only makes sense that we would give you some of the credit, but Endeavor will get most of the main credit as well, showing that the number 2 hero still is superior to even somebody like Stain. Even if he didn't fight back, it will also show that Todoroki. It will also keep Todoroki off of the press, and will less cause much of a panic and outroar that the son of the number 2 hero stepped in as well without permission. The reason on why Manuel and his agency and sidekicks will not be getting that much of the credit is because of his negligence on not keeping Ida in check after facing against that of the hero killer and not telling anybody on where he's going or about what would happen. So that's the reason why. He'll also be having his, teacher's license suspended for 3 months with that of a pay cut as well. But it's only temporary, as I said. Manuel couldn't help but tear up at least a little bit at this fact that he's getting that of a pay cut on his agency, and would also cause quite a bit of a suffering for his sidekicks. But he knew the risk and this would happen, and he's accepted it as well as his own punishment too, with then soon Manuel nodding saying, yeah, I absolutely do. It's a bit of a pain, but this has to be done. Gotta set somewhat of an example after all. With then Ida bowing his head once again towards Manuel saying, I'm sorry, I truly am. I didn't mean to. With then soon chopping his head once more saying, yeah, you did. Don't do stuff like this again. Or if you do, at least tell people ahead of time. It will cause less of a problem. But I will say this. I can understand, like I told you before, I understand the reasons why you did what you did. Doesn't mean I like it, but I can understand it and relate. With then Ida couldn't help but smile after having a bit of tears in his eyes. With then soon Shoto sighing at this fact, saying, can't believe I'm not getting any credit, but I can understand the reason why. At least you get some of the credit, Midoriya. With then Izuku saying, still, it doesn't feel right. With then soon bringing up the fact, then saying, wait, what about Stain? Is he? With soon both Tsukuguchi and the chief of police look at each other. Before then soon the chief speaks up while taking that of a deep sigh, saying, the hero killer Stain, Chizune Akiguro, he's in critical condition. In fact, he's basically in a coma. With then hearing this, all of them couldn't help but be shocked, except Manuel, as he's been told this as well. Within soon, the chief continues saying, besides the damage that the two of you caused to him, he also, with those three stab wounds through his chest, he suffered quite a bit of damage and blood loss as well. We were able to at least well, stabilize him, but other than that, it's taken a while until he wakes up. Who knows how long it will take as well. The terror of the hero killer Stain has come to an end, but at the cost of the man's near life. Hopefully, this will act as that of a symbol to deter many people from becoming that of Stain fanatics, copycat villains as well, to act as him. Within soon, Suguchi couldn't help but shake his head mentally, knowing that most likely that's not going to be the case. But even so, he couldn't help but hope that the chief was right. Within soon, Izuku saying, "It's all my fault. I should have knocked him out sooner. Instead, that masked guy, Mass X, he basically nearly killed Stain. And yet, we couldn't do anything to stop him. And we just let him go. How can..." Within soon, Suguchi saying, "Mass X, he's quite the infamous vigilante. He's considered to be one of the best of the best. When it comes to vigilantes, they nearly stay around for at least a year or two. Mass X has been around for that of 10 years. Within, all the three boys' eyes couldn't help but widen, saying, 10 years? But that's impossible. There's no way. When it comes to vigilantism in that of Hero Society, it's either always stumped after at least a couple of months or so, or at least a year or two. I think the longest vigilantes that have been around is that of the..." Within soon, Suguchi saying, "The Crawler?" Yes. Within, everybody looks at the detective saying, "However, Mass X has been around even longer than the Crawler, even before he even debuted back in his hometown, after all. When it comes to Mass X, he holds nothing back for villains. When it comes to them, he either cripples them to the point that they're not able to either walk or even use their quirks ever again. But to those he sees as unredeemable, such as Stain, he flat out murders them, believes that they need to die for a better and peaceful world. He's considered to be one of the most dangerous vigilantes of all time. When heroes see him on sight, even police officers such as ourselves, our main goal is to capture him, but no matter what we do, it's impossible. Most vigilantes avoid fighting against heroes, even that of the police as well, to not cause any more trouble for them, or as a sense of honor and respect, given that many of them did want to become pro-heroes, but unable to. However, seeing the Mask X and his quirk, on the other hand, the ability to summon that of creatures such as that of Control, and even the two of you, within both Izuku and Shoto, basically tense up at least a little bit, as here basically having their Digimon being mentioned, within saying he's quite the dangerous foe. Not only that, he has several abilities that are also need to be looked into. Deflecting other people's quirks, teleportation, agility. So he's quite numerous when it comes to the abilities he has. It's why he's such a high-level threat. Even if he doesn't hurt heroes and civilians, he still needs to be taken care of for all of the laws and rules he has broken. Just let you know that just because you were unable to stop him, you two, doesn't mean that your efforts were basically pointless. You've done what you could. And remember, you're still kids in training. Don't let it get to you that much. There's still so much you all could learn and improve on. And possibly when the two of you go pro, all the things that you've learned from UA, even you, Ida, will allow you to capture such a vigilante as Mask X. Within hearing this from the detective, all three of them couldn't help but feel proud of those words. Izuku feeling like he's about to tear up with that of a big smile on his face. Shoto couldn't help but look away with that of a smirk. And Ida couldn't help but take those words to pride. With then soon, the chief saying, Suguguchi is right. Take those words to heart. As for me, I wish to thank I wish to thank the three of you for what you've done for the city of Hosu. And on behalf of the police department, allow me to thank you for all you've done. After that, all of them couldn't help but feel grateful and shocked of the chief's words. Soon after leaving, the Izuku and Shoto were about to leave Ida's room as well. Soon Shoto saying, I better get going. I'll come by and visit you before I leave Hosu though. So get well, Ida. Ida saying, I appreciate that, Todoroki. Soon Izuku saying, you know what room I'm in. I'll come back and visit you as well. Ida saying, I appreciate that too, Midoriya. As the two Class 1A students leave, Ida was all alone, thinking to himself, wondering, after all this time, after so long, this is how I could have almost lost everything. Not just my life, but also my time at UA. I would be no better than any common criminal as well if I got arrested. So these are the consequences of my actions. I never truly understood them until now. Ida couldn't help but slump down onto his bed. Soon, taking off his glasses, his tears began to finally erupt from him. Within him having that of a somewhat sorrowful look on his face, saying, This is everything. I've caused so much trouble for everyone. Even so, maybe I should. Even if I'm not going to be expelled from UA. Even if I am forgiven for my actions. I can't forgive myself. I can't forgive what I've done. The trouble I've caused for everybody. I'm not worthy to be a UA student. I'm not worthy to be a hero. I am certainly not worthy of the Ingenium name. As in his own self-loathing. Soon a voice speaks up saying, you are worthy. Ida couldn't help but be shocked, looking around saying, Who said that? Looking around as the voice saying, you are worthy, Tenya Ida. You are truly worthy of being a hero, truly worthy of doing the right thing. Don't forget that. Everyone makes mistakes. It's what makes you human. It's what makes you a person. Nobody's perfect, after all. If they truly are perfect, then there's somebody you must keep an eye on, after all. Somebody with no flaws is more of a person to keep it, is to make sure is most likely to do horrible things, to be fair. Ida thinking, have I lost my mind? Sue saying, no, you have not lost your mind. Your phone, come to it. Ida getting out of his bed while feeling a little bit sore around his legs. Soon goes to his phone and sees somebody on his screen, as it looks like that of a little monster and that of kendo gear, with that of glowing yellow eyes behind that of the mask, and that of pointy ears coming off the head, as he has that of a kendo training sword on his back. Ida is saying, what the? Did my phone get a virus? Who would be so villainous to even hack my phone? But then saying, hey, I didn't hack your phone, idiot. I came to you when I basically heard you. Saying, wait, heard me? What do you? Soon saying, the name is Kotomon. I am a Digimon, a rookie level Digimon. I'm pretty sure you've met people with Digimon, right? With then soon, Ida saying, wait, you're the same as Midoriya's, Todoroki's, and Tokoyami's Digimon. Am I correct? With then saying, bingo! Well, not too bingo, not too correct yet. I'm not that stronger than those guys. I'm just a Digimon that just found its way here. I kind of heard you. Your self-pity and loneliness. It kind of drawn me to you for the time being. And I hate to see that in a person with a good and pure heart. With then saying, good and pure. I'm far from that. I'm selfish, egotistical, and didn't care about anyone else but my own goals and my own wants. I'm no pure person. Saying, like I said, no one is that perfect. After all, like I told you, if a person was so perfect, you need to make sure that they're most likely planning something in the background, causing that as evil wherever they go. With then, Kodomon basically says this, and that's of a spooky and somewhat suspicious tone, while moving his arms around. With then soon, Ida couldn't help but giggle at this, saying, "You're a funny guy, aren't you?" Saying, "Yeah, I get that a lot." Any rate, I want to get to know you, Tenya Ida. After all, I've already chosen you to be my partner. So it only makes sense that I want to get to know the guy who I want to see as my friend. With then soon, Ida saying, "Partner? I guess it does make sense that you want to get to know me. Well, until I can know that you are truly trustworthy, then let us get to know you. As for me, my name is Tenya Ida. I'm the second son of the Ida family. I'm a UA student. Well, for now at least. Saying, and don't think about dropping out of your school. And education is important. Not only that, once again, do you really want to make your friend sadden? If you drop out, it would basically cause them to feel sad too." With then soon, Ida feeling somewhat down, saying, "Even that? It feels like no matter how many times I tried to take responsibility for my actions, it would just cause more people to be saddened. What will actually satisfy people?" Saying, just ask them." With then soon, the two couldn't help but argue with one another about their philosophies. With Kotomon being more laid back, honest, and basically thinking about people's well-being even more. As for Ida being more lawful, rule-abiding, and basically wanting to take responsibility for everything that he has done. But even so, it seems that the events that has happened has caused Ida to have that of a Digimon partner by his side. With then soon back in Izuku's room, he's currently on his bed with his Digivice on his Digivice goggles as he's basically taking a call from several people. The first person was that from Ochako, the second was from his mom, and soon was that from Miss Mitsugane, as she basically saying, well, at least that whole entire fiasco is out of the way. Still, can't believe you met the Mass X brat. Then saying, yeah, it seems like he was really wanting to face against you when he saw both Angelomon and Lady Devimon. Is there saying, there's not really much history. All I did was help the guy out with his Digimon and all that. After he got a handle of everything, he basically went on this whole crusade against villainy across Japan and all that. I don't take responsibility. You could say that what I've done basically created that of a villain killing and villain crippling monster machine after all. But to be honest, the kid's doing what he thought is right. And given his past and what he's gone through, it only makes sense on what he thinks is doing is just, and what is necessary for Hero Society to continue moving forward. Within, Izuku couldn't help but clench his fist. Within, soon, Mr. Mitsugane noticed this, saying, all I'm saying, kid, is don't judge a book by its cover. You don't have to relate and basically think that what he's doing is right, or you basically getting angry thinking I'm justifying for the kid. Far from it. It's just that everybody has their ways on dealing with villainy. He has his, and you have yours. Simple as that. You can't always change people's minds just by trying. Not everything is black and white. With then Sue hearing that, he remembers what Mass X saying, "You're too naive. Not everything is black and white, even if it is a good trait to admire." With then hearing that, saying, "Yeah, guess you're right. But even so, I refuse to allow somebody like him to continue doing what he's doing. Villains may be villains, but killing them doesn't solve anything. It just causes more pain and suffering. That's all." With then soon, she couldn't help but scoff, saying, "Well, like I said, believe what you want, and sometimes your beliefs will always cause friction with others. That's all it is. Any rate, kid, you get off you're able to leave the hospital tomorrow. You'll still be bandaged up, but you'll at least be free enough to continue your training, especially your Digimon training." With then soon, Izuku saying, right. With then all of his Digimon, on the other hand, couldn't help but groan in that of annoyance and hatred, except Vmon, as he basically jumps in glee. With then Izuku could help but giggle, saying, "Just tough it out, guys. We have at least that of 3 more days left before everything, until we finally head back to UA. So just hang in there." With then soon moving the screen over, then as she's saying, "Any rate, I need to get to work. The cafe isn't going to run itself after all." With that, she hangs up. But then Izuku, as he was about to switch off his goggles, as he soon gets a call from Setsuna, with then saying, "Setsuna, is she?" With soon, Izuku answers it. However, instead of that of a video call like before, it just being that of her image on that of the holographic screen. Within, she's saying, "Izuku, hey, I heard what happened at Hosu. I especially saw your message. Are you sure? Are you okay?" Saying, yeah, totally alright. I won't lie, it was a pretty harrowing experience." Saying, "Oh, I bet. What were you thinking going after the hero killer? Didn't you think that what you were doing was absolutely insane and stupid?" Saying, "More than you think, trust me. But I wouldn't change it. I would still do it again if it meant helping out my friends in the situation after all. But I didn't just send it to you. I also did it in that of a group message chat for my class as well. I just wanted to message you just in case that nobody in Class 1A got it. Or you could probably send it to your classmates in Class 1B. If it wasn't such a dork, to be honest. But a considerate one that cares deeply about others and also worry about second plans. I can appreciate that a lot, to be honest." With then hearing this, Izuku couldn't help but smile. But then she's saying, "But remember though, Izuku, I don't know what truly happened, and you better give me all the details in person when this whole internships of ours end. And you will also owe me something more afterwards, for making me worry. Got it?" Within Izuku saying, yes ma'am, promise." Saying, "Good. Now then, as for me, I gotta get back to work. I'll message you later. Get well and take care." As she soon does that of a kiss through that of her phone, which also went through his Digivice, as Izuku having that of a huge blush on his face. As soon the call ends, it's then Izuku saying, "Still can't believe I actually have a girlfriend. Still believe that I'm dreaming after all." With then Izuku went from that of flustered, just having that of a still blushing cheeks, with that of a smile, saying, Maybe being a tamer is starting to truly pay off." in the right way, in other good ways too, besides me achieving my dream. With that, Izuku basically saying out loud, saying, "Thanks guys for always being by my side and dealing with my crazy ass plans as well." With that, all of Izuku's Digimon couldn't help but feel happy for his words. Currently, with that of the League of Villains bar, within soon, Shigaraki couldn't help but say, "So when are we going to start this plan?" Within soon, Lusamon speaking up saying, "I still need a little bit more time. I'm going through that of the footage that we got from that of, Neo Devimon, and editing a certain video. Soon we'll send it to Girin, and he'll do the rest." Soon, Shigaraki getting annoyed saying, "Ugh, I really hate this whole data process." Soon, Lusamon narrowing his eyes a little bit in that of annoyance saying, "Tomura, you do know that being a tamer, you have to get involved with data on a daily basis. Stuff like this cannot help. Not only that, your whole teleportation thing that we do as that is a last resort in case that you need to get out of a situation bad is basically turning your entire body into data, returning you back to your last spot, basically like a respawn point, like you do with your little video games." Soon hearing this, Shigaraki couldn't help but sigh, saying, All right, I get it. Saying, "Then stop complaining entirely. We're almost done." Soon going through the data once more and then pressing that finish, saying, "And we're done here. Now just gotta finish letting it fully compiled together. I'll send it straight to Girin, and we'll be gaining more and more members." Soon Shigaraki saying, "So this whole making Stain a martyr thing, how's this going to work?" Lusamon couldn't help but have that of a happy smile on his face, saying, "I couldn't help but have you ask, Tomura. The thing that's going to put the League of Villains on the map and gain us more and more that of support is because Stain had a goal, a reason that people can get behind, to change Hero Society for the better, for outcasts such as people like him who want a Hero Society to go back to heroes doing the right thing and helping others. The reason I know about this is because I went through his, old school records. His teachers basically said that he was a student driven about heroes doing the right thing and not for money. Some of them thought that he was being stupid and basically immature. But given that today's society, heroes only care more about fame, glory, and fortune, and refuse to do most of the best work outside of just, taking care of villains and saving people for the camera, then you have that as civilians. Civilians who care little about saving others and expects heroes to do whatever they want to do their job, not even basically helping out innocent people on the streets. You know that better than anyone, right, Tomura? Soon, Shigaraki getting a little bit annoyed. Before then, that annoyance turns into that of sorrow and then soon a lingering emotional pain. Before then, soon, Lusamon continues not wanting to upset his tamer any further, saying, with this, Stain's ideals, his reasoning for wanting to change Hero Society will draw people to him. And soon, since we had no moves in that of Hosu during the same time his arrest and almost near death experience, people will be drawn to us because of his connection to us. Even if it was only a mere coincidence, we can use that mere coincidence as a chance to grow, to make the League even more than just a ragtag group of villains that just wanted to kill All Might, to a ragtag group of villains with a cause for everyone to support. even the masses will even take part if they feel like it. After hearing this, Shigaraki couldn't help but smile, with then soon Lucamon looking at the TV, which only says that of sound, saying, "What do you think? All for one. Brilliant plan, is it not? Isn't that what you were actually planning as well?" With then soon All for One behind that of the screen, seeing Lucamon's smug grin on his perfectuate childish face, saying, "Of course, Lucamon, of course. This is what I expect from one of the smartest Digimon of all time. And after all, your ideas and smarts to comprehend Tomura's determination and will." With then saying, "I live to please both my tamer and his master. Now then, let us take a seat and see on how those who feel like they have been forgotten and basically abandoned by society take this video and be drawn to our goals and reasoning." With then soon Tomura sends the video to Guren, sending the message saying, "Air this through anything on that of the internet. Make sure that everybody sees this video." With that, Guren messages basically saying, "You got it, boss man." With that, their plan for gaining more members and for the league to gain more recognition than before begins. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Love to read them. So, how did you think about this chapter? It was more of a, aftermath chapter, after all. Basically closing up everything that led to the whole, Hosu incident, to be fair. And also, I listened to many... Personally, I feel like this is actually a good chance for Ida to gain his own Digimon. And yes, this is only one aspect. Honestly, Ida and Katomon isn't going to be much of a, helpful... It's not going to be that helpful through this story. Since Ida hasn't really gone through any true trauma or suffering growing up as a kid, to be honest. Doubtful that his experience as a tamer is going to be pretty lackluster. So yeah. Any rate, also, as for the League of Villains' plan, it's going to be growing even more because of Lucamon, of course. With Shigaraki alone, All for One always just lets Shigaraki do whatever heck he wants and wants him to be his own villain while also having plans for himself in the backgrounds. But with Lucamon by Shigaraki's side, he's basically able to curve his, violent tendencies and basically direct those tendencies to a more logical and less childish and emotional aspect at that. So yeah, any rate, if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification to keep up to date with my videos when I upload on the channel. Also check out my Discord, gaming channel, side channel, Patreon, and Cash App. All linked in the description below. So, with all that said, this is Leo Mookie, signing out. Later guys, and I hope you all take care. Shiro Kitsune, my lovely lady, you know what to do.
Hi everyone, this is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell and check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. With that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!